Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more Los Angeles Lakers news, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Star Luka Doncic is disappointed about being eliminated in the first round of the playoffs and has already asked agent Rob Pelinka to urgently sign a great center. Some names have already emerged that fit perfectly with the Lakers, but Doncic prefers Daniel Gafford, because they have played together and are in sync. Bringing in two great centers would be ideal, to have a strong rotation. The Lakers are interested in making another deal with the Dallas Mavericks and signing Daniel Gafford to play with Luka Doncic. The Los Angeles Lakers were eliminated from the first round of the 2025 NBA playoffs in brutal fashion, as the Minnesota Timberwolves superstar guard Anthony Edwards thoroughly outclassed the generational tandem of Luka Doncic and LeBron James in Los Angeles's eventual five-game series defeat. With the Lakers' general manager Rob Pelinka now desperately looking for a quick fix to help the storied franchise re-enter the fray as title contenders in a loaded Western Conference, recent reports have indicated that Pelinka could reach out to the Dallas Mavericks once again in an effort to bolster their frontcourt rotation. It would be ironic if the Mavericks traded with the Lakers again, but Los Angeles could offer them some needed wing depth, Jared Vanderbilt and Dalton connect, and draft capital, Clutch Points Bailey Bassett wrote Thursday. Daniel Gafford has proven chemistry with Doncic, so this would be another great trade by Rob Pelinka. By offering Dallas a potential trade package of Connect, Vanderbilt and a 2031 first-round draft choice, the Lakers could provide their all-time great tandem with the wonderful lob threat and shot-blocking big man Daniel Gafford. At just 26 years old, Gafford contributed 12.3 points, 6.8 rebounds, and 1.8 blocks while connecting on 70.2% of his attempts from the field in only 21.5 minutes. Gafford has been able to assert himself as one of the league's very best two-way centers, especially after he helped lead the Mavericks to the 2024 NBA Finals alongside Doncic, who displayed a great pick-and-roll connection with the 6'10" leaper. A player of Gafford's ilk was exactly what Los Angeles had been missing throughout their short playoff run, as both James and Doncic thrive when sharing the floor with a strong screening big man with the athleticism and catch radius to throw powerful alley-oop finishes. Though the former number 38 overall pick in the 2019 NBA draft to the Chicago Bulls is known league-wide as an electric finisher at the basket, his presence on the defensive end as a skilled rim deterrent does not go unnoticed. If brought in by Pelinka to co-star alongside Doncic, James, and Austin Reeves, it's likely that the Lakers' title odds could receive a significant boost heading into the 2025-26 season. 3 reasons the LA Lakers went from title contention to a first-round exit this season. Where did it all go wrong for the Los Angeles Lakers? Well, we have an idea, but their issues began far earlier than the playoffs. The Los Angeles Lakers season has come to an end. They were humiliatingly beaten 4-1 by the Minnesota Timberwolves in the first round, despite being favorites. Magic Johnson pointed out how the Lakers' lack of a center cost them the series. But the writing was on the wall for them far before tonight's game tipped off. A frustrated J.J. Redick stormed out of a press conference prior to the game. And after the game, Redick once again got defensive about his choices. But the issues for the Lakers go back far beyond the playoffs. And there are quite a few people to blame for their issues. Lakers roster issues haunt them all season. One of the biggest problems for the Lakers, as mentioned above, was their lack of depth at the center position. But this is far from a recent issue. Throughout the season, the Lakers did not have a starting quality center on their roster. Prior to the Luka Doncic trade, Anthony Davis filled the center spot despite it not being his natural position. Davis told Pelinka multiple times to trade for a center. And when the Lakers traded for Luka Doncic, they lost all depth at the spot, with Jackson Hayes starting instead. This isn't to say that the Lakers didn't try to fix this. Rob Pelinka did pull off a deadline day trade for Mark Williams. But a failed medical meant that the Lakers reversed the trade. And by then, it was too late for the Lakers to make another trade. They did sign Alex Len, but he quickly proved he wasn't good enough to play big minutes. Against the Timberwolves, who have Rudy Gobert, one of the most physically domineering centers in the NBA, the Lakers' lack of depth at center was exposed. Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic underwhelm on both ends. Heading into the playoffs, one of the biggest question marks was Luka Doncic's ability on the defensive end of the court. While Luka is a brilliant offensive player, he is a lackluster defender on his best day. This was one of the biggest reasons Nico Harrison traded him to the Lakers. And those defensive issues came back to haunt the Lakers, as Doncic could not effectively guard any of the Timberwolves' offensive players. Another issue for the Lakers in this series was Austin Reaves. Many lauded Reaves as the best third option in the NBA during the regular season. But against the Timberwolves, he looked like a shell of himself, with his numbers and efficiency dropping quite drastically. After Game 5, Reaves admitted that he needed to be better for the Lakers, taking the blame for the Lakers' loss in the playoffs. J.J. Redick's coaching lapse. J.J. Redick had proven to be quite an adept coach for the Lakers. Despite not having any prior coaching experience, Redick was named the Lakers' head coach in the summer. He would end up surprising a lot of fans and critics with his unique, hyper-analytical approach to basketball. And his commitment to making in-game changes and defensive schemes was applauded all around. His tactical awareness allowed the Lakers to win 50 games this season, the first time since the 2019-20 NBA championship season. But for all of his coaching prowess, Redick proved that he wasn't ready for the pressure pot of the playoffs, and crumbled. Several of the Lakers' decisions were panned, and it would end up costing them. If nothing else, Redick should take away this experience as a learning one, and hope to improve next season. LeBron James won't convince Luka Doncic to stay with Lakers. Los Angeles Lakers All-NBA superstar guard Luka Doncic has a big decision to make this summer. Doncic was presumably expecting to still be playing, but instead the Lakers were beaten in a 5-game gentleman's sweep in the first round of the Western Conference playoffs by the Minnesota Timberwolves. It's the second straight season the Lakers have been booted in the first round. Last year, Doncic's Dallas Mavericks advanced all the way to the NBA Finals. As Dave McMenamin of ESPN writes, Los Angeles will be able to tender a 4-season, $229 million maximum contract extension to Doncic. Alternately, Doncic could ink a 3-season, $165 million extension with a player option for the 2028-29 season. Were the 6'6" star to do this, he could ink a maximum contract in 2028 that would pay him 35% of the league's salary cap for 5 seasons. Doncic is currently only guaranteed to be under contract through next season. He has a $49 million player option for 2026-27. Although Doncic asserted ahead of the playoffs that he wanted to stay with the Lakers for a good long while, sources tell McMenamin that the 2024 Western Conference Finals MVP plans to sit with the decision for a bit. Per McMenamin, his 40-year-old All-Star teammate LeBron James has insisted that he won't try to convince Doncic to sign a long-term deal. "No, that ain't my job," James informed McMenamin. I don't think, I know, Luka knows how I feel about him. And ultimately, that trade happened for the future. That's not for me. Luka has to decide what he has to do with his future. He's 26 years old, I'm 40, so he can't be basing his career off me. That's just real. James, himself, is only under contract through next season, and even then, he has a player option for 2025-26. But I hope, obviously, he stays long-term, James said. Laker fans love him here. LA has accepted him. We love him as a teammate, as a brother. But ultimately, he's got to make a decision for him. I ain't going to be around much longer. Rob Pelinka reveals what type of center the Lakers will look for this offseason. The Los Angeles Lakers are in dire need of a center. While acknowledging this, Lakers GM Rob Pelinka revealed the qualities of the type of center the team will attempt to acquire in the offseason. Los Angeles Lakers GM Rob Pelinka acknowledged the team's dire need of a center heading into the offseason. While speaking at the Lakers' end-of-season press conference, Pelinka outlined the type of center the team would be looking to acquire. In terms of center traits, it would be great to have a center that was a vertical threat, a lob threat, and someone that can protect the interior defensively. I think those would be keys. But there are multiple types of centers that could be effective in the league. There's also spread centers that can protect the rim, we'll look at those as well. So I wouldn't want to limit the archetype, but we know we need a big man. Pelinka's comments point to an obvious flaw in the Lakers roster that needs to be addressed. The lack of a functional big man was made glaringly apparent in the Lakers-Wolves series as Minnesota's size and length proved to be too much for the purple and gold to overcome. The Lakers' lack of size was something that was called out by their star LeBron James at the end of Game 5 as well. James avoided blatantly speaking about the Lakers' roster issues but pointed to how their former big man, Anthony Davis, was traded the moment he addressed the team's need for a center. In some capacity, the Lakers had attempted to bring in a center around the time of the Davis trade. The purple and gold almost completed a trade to see Charlotte Hornets center Mark Williams join the side. However, they rescinded the trade shortly after. Although it was claimed to be due to medical issues, recent claims suggested that the Lakers felt like they were overpaying for Williams. Left without a functional big man in their rotation, the purple and gold proceeded to adapt to playing with Jackson Hayes as the starting center. As things stand, the Lakers have been linked to a lot of centers who could potentially bolster their rotation. Pelinka's statement presents the template for two very different types of centers: a stretch big man, who can provide floor spacing, and an athletic big man, who can act as a lob threat. However, the most important detail that the team is likely to be on the lookout for is a center who can also act as a rim protector. Trading Davis had a massive impact on the Lakers' internal defense. As one of the premier defensive players in the league, the former Lakers center used to shut down the basket for opposing teams. The team has currently been tied to players such as Atlanta Hawks center Clint Capella, Minnesota Timberwolves big man Naz Reid, and Indiana Pacers center Miles Turner, among others. Replicating Davis's defensive work is going to prove to be a challenge. However, this offseason will require the front office to put in this kind of work if they hope to be contenders next season. With Luka Doncic's contract extension due in August and LeBron James' tentative future in the NBA emerging as pressing matters to be addressed, the purple and gold will have their hands full. Lakers Rob Pelinka vows to reload around LeBron James, Luka Doncic after painful exit. Lakers head of basketball operations Rob Pelinka isn't backing down from the vision. Despite a first-round playoff exit and questions about the roster's fit, Pelinka made it clear in his postseason address: LeBron James, Luka Doncic, and Austin Reeves remain the team's foundation heading into next season. I think LeBron is going to have high expectations for the roster, Pelinka told reporters, via Mike Trudell of Spectrum Sports. And we're going to do whatever we can to meet them. That includes shoring up a frontcourt that was left vulnerable after a bold deadline move sent Anthony Davis packing in exchange for Doncic. When you make a huge trade at the deadline where you trade your starting center for a point guard, of course that's going to create significant issues with the roster, Pelinka said. We saw some of those play out. One of our primary goals is going to be to add size to our frontcourt at the center position. Pelinka acknowledged that the team felt like it was trying to build an airplane in the sky after the trade, and now plans to spend the offseason retooling the roster, starting with defensive help on the wings and, above all, a capable big man to anchor the paint. And while critics have questioned Doncic's defense, ESPN's Kendrick Perkins went as far as calling him the worst defensive star we've seen in the modern era. Pelinka showed no signs of concern. In fact, he appeared energized about the long-term vision. He called Doncic a centerpiece and said the Lakers are excited to build around Luka moving forward. If Pelinka is right and the summer does become a whirlwind of player movement, expect the Lakers to be in the middle of it. And expect their front office to chase solutions that better complement a superstar duo that didn't quite click in time. Because for all the chatter, the expectations aren't going anywhere. Not with LeBron still in the building. Not with Luka under the spotlight. And not in LA. Milwaukee Bucks big man emerging as next center for Lakers who make it known how badly they need a number 5. Brook Lopez became unplayable for the Milwaukee Bucks in their series with the Indiana Pacers as well as in the last few games of the regular season. Will he find himself with another team? He has the freedom to do that as an unrestricted free agent, but with whom? Betting odds have him as the top signing for the Los Angeles Lakers, who just like the Bucks were at the wrong end of a gentleman's sweep. The difference is that they were the higher seeded and was a favorite against their opponents Minnesota Timberwolves. Lopez played for the Lakers in 2017 to 2018 season. Other teams showing interest on Milwaukee Bucks veteran. Lakers are in dire need for a big man as they were not able to provide an answer to Rudy Gobert in the first round. The four-time DPOY feasted on the Lakers in Game 5, scoring his career playoff highs of 27 points and 24 rebounds. They had Anthony Davis before but they traded him in exchange for superstar Luka Doncic.